All right, thank you for being here. We'll start, as we do all of our groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings, with the Pledge of Allegiance. Councilman at Large, Ricky Template, is here with us and who was instrumental in us helping get this project off the ground. Would you lead us in the pledge, Councilman?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. We're excited to be here today. I mean, less for those that are here, but more for those who may be watching. This is a project that has been long awaited for residents in the city of Kenner. We have with us Mayor Mike Glaser from the city of Kenner, also with support as well, the Mayor of West Wego, Robert Billiot, and of course Councilman at Large at the parish, Ricky Template, as well. One of the biggest missions that Mayor Glaser had on his campaign trail was a commitment to revitalize and rehabilitate the Kenner Boat Launch. I would say on our campaign trail for he, Chief Conley, and the other council members, with the number one complaint that we heard from residents was what's going to happen with the Williams Boulevard boat launch. Well, Mayor Glaser was aware, because he assisted us when he was the chief of police, that a project had been underway for 3 years. Councilman Ricky Template, who was then the District 1 councilman, approached our office because there was an opportunity to get funding from an act called Go Mesa at the federal level. We were able to get bonds issued to get an advance on those monies from the federal government, and he was orchestrating a package on the West Bank, particularly in Lafitte and Grand Isle and those areas, to help with hurricane protection there, and saw an opportunity for potential funds to come to this side of the river here at the foot of Williams Boulevard in the city of Kenner. And working together with Councilman Template, we went to then Chief of Police Glaser and said, is there anything our first responders need to assist, particularly on the lakefront? And what Chief Glaser identified was an opportunity that gave us the ability to obtain this funding. One of the things he said that unfortunately we lived through is the need for first responders to have appropriate access to the lakefront, to be able to have first responder vessels launched when an emergency hits, which unfortunately we experienced 24 hours after I was elected to this seat, an explosion on the lake, and we had limitations for our police and fire to be able to launch and perform the rescue operations out of this launch. As a result of this funding, we are able to solve that problem now. And it took us a couple of years, it took us work getting funding, both from, well, more than both, from the local level in Jefferson Parish, where we have $2.1 million of funding coming. We have an additional $1.5 million of funding, I believe, from the state of Louisiana, that we were able, again, in connection, in conjunction with Councilman Template's office, we were able to lobby for that funding at the state level. And then finally, as the bids came in, unfortunately, due to increased cost of construction these days, higher than the money was budgeted, the city of Kenner, Mayor Glaser, and local councilman in Kenner, Joey Lahat, were able to scrape together the remaining funds to get this project completed. Total, we have $2.7 million being spent with Cycle Construction, a local Kenner company that's handling this project, to completely rehabilitate the boat launch behind us. The ramps will be redone. The piers will be redone. The boat launch underneath, the soil will be dredged out to completely open up and make this launch completely usable once again for the first time in probably over 10 years. In addition, the second phase of the project is to prepare a rock jetty, have a rock jetty built that will provide the hurricane protection we need for this area, and in addition will prevent the further silting in of this launch area and prevent this area from becoming damaged and getting into the condition that it became. Once this is completed, construction will start basically this week as we understand it. The estimated construction is to last until August of next year, which we know will be somewhat of an inconvenience, but it's certainly for the greater good, and we'll get this launch back into operation the way we in Jefferson Parish expect it to be. In addition, the Rock Jetty project is in 3 phases at basically $4 million for that rock jetty to be created. That's still in the permitting process, and construction on that will not begin as of this time. But within the next 9 months, what we expect is to have a fully functioning, completely rehabilitated boat launch that will serve not just recreational fishermen, but perhaps more importantly, our commercial fishermen, which rely on this to feed their families and to feed the rest of us as we go to our local restaurants. So with that, if Mayor Glaser or Councilman Templer wish to say anything, I'd invite you up to do so.
Well, thank you. I think you described the project well enough, so I don't have to say it, but I'm here just to thank the parish, the council, thank you personally, and the parish administration for recognizing that this is a well-needed project, because on the law enforcement side, when you do have to get everything on the west end of Lake Pontchartrain, this is the quickest launch to get to it. So you don't have boats coming from west end of Orleans Parish, where the Coast Guard station is. So even though we kind of sold it where emergency response is needed, this is going to be wonderful for the recreational boater and fishermen, where they can actually use this again and don't have to travel all the way to the Bonneville boat launch. So with that, thank you, and the trailer's here, and I know you can do this quicker than August, right? Thank you.
So just thank to the public, if you're watching, thank you for your patience. This will be a work in progress, and we know sometimes inconvenience, but we know at the end of the day, the citizens of Kenner and Jefferson Parish will be well served by a project that's long awaited and will certainly continue to keep Jefferson Parish the best place to live and raise our families. So with that, please join us so we can break the ground.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're good?
All right, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Hat gonna fall off.
Oh,
Yeah.
See that hat? Mayor?